Hey there, you guys. Welcome back. Today I wanted to share with you some updates, some interesting things happening with some of my succulents today. And yeah. So this one here is my Sansevaria. Are we going to call it Dracaena? No, we're going to call it Sansevaria because that's what everybody knows it as. Bacularis. So you've seen this in the past. It is a really cool type of Sansevaria. It's very similar to the Cylindrica, but the main difference for this one is the growths tend to grow straight up. I do have them tied together at the top because I find that when they get too dry, they start to bend, and then it becomes an issue where they're just flopped over. Not because they grow that way; they tend to grow straight up. But once you water them again and they firm back up, if they're upright, they tend to stay upright. Now I can take this off. I've got one wonky one, but for the most part, they're all standing straight up. And I love this one because, and compared to the Cylindrica, I don't have a Cylindrica here in the grow room, but they're everywhere. Oh, I do have one. Let me go get the Cylindrica. But anyway, before I do that, I'll do that in a second. I wanted to share with you that it's in flower. That's exciting. This is the first time I think that the Bacularis has bloomed for me. Sanseverias bloom fairly regularly on an annual basis. Usually it's in the summer or fall. But there we go. It is flowering. I only have one spike that I can see, but one spike is a great spike. I don't really like it when they bloom inside because I don't like the smell. So many people say that they're lovely, but I disagree. I don't want to say what I feel they smell like. To me, they're more fragrant in the evening. They don't smell in the morning time or midday. And yeah, I know when they're in flower, and it puts a bad taste in my mouth. So that is that one. And now I'm just going to remember what that looked like. I'm going to go grab my Cylindrica, and you'll see why I don't like the Cylindrica as much. Okay, so here is the Cylindrica. As you can see, it's everywhere. Oh my gosh. But the way that it grows out, it grows in a fan. So if your plant is 2.5 feet tall, you might have a 5 foot wide plant. So you need to have a big spot in your house for this. I have tried to tie it up, but it doesn't work very well. So yeah, this one is a Cylindrica. The other one is Bacularis. If you have a choice and you don't have a lot of space, choose Bacularis because this one is going to be a pokey mess. It's not as contained. They're both very cool plants in the right space, but for a houseplant, Bacularis 100% is a better choice. I'm going to go put this back. I'm going to stab myself in the eye. I know it. I know it. Okay, so back on this, what is it? The Sansevaria train. I thought this was really, really cool. I was not expecting this to happen. I didn't know how these guys, I believe this one is a Sansevaria Samurai. What is, oh, I'll put the name down below. I can't think of it right now, and I'm using my phone to record, so I can't Google it. So I'll put the name down below, and it is so cool that it's producing this rhizome above the soil, and I get to watch how it grows. This is why I wanted to have a Sansevaria pinguicula, because I love the walking habit of the Sansevaria, where you can see it do its thing. With the pinguicula, the Sansevaria pinguicula, it would have like stilt roots, and then it would jump across and then put its roots down and grow. So just a very curious looking Sansevaria. So very excited that this one's doing its thing. I also love that it has that spirally kind of feel to it. You can kind of see the bend of the leaves in a spiral formation as it's growing. I transplanted this into a bigger pot. It wasn't a 4-inch pot for a really long time, and that might be why it's doing what it's doing. It finally has a little bit of space to move around, but generally speaking, Sansevieras do well with a pot-bound root. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that. I thought it was really cool. Can't wait to see what happens with this. Another thing that I did in September of 2021. So a little over a year ago. What is it? Maybe a year and 3 months? I don't know. We're in December right now. So um, I planted these little seeds for Euphorbia obesa. What do they call these? The baseball plant. And they're growing so well. Look at that beautiful thing. I'll try to zoom in if it's, let me put it there and cover up my face. It's so beautiful. I've got 5 of them, 5 little seedlings. I think I only got 5 seeds and they all sprouted. And look at, they're doing so well. I was worried that I was going to kill them because I'm terrible with seed starting. Look at the colorations on this one. This one is one of my favorites. Oh, so pretty. I love the little bit of a purpley hue to it. And then they got this little tiny guy here in a little clay pot. Oh, it's so cute. So that is a really, really fun thing for me. I'm terrible with seed starting, like I said, and I love that these are growing really, really quick. Oh, I've got another seed that I forgot to bring over. It's an interesting one. It's not doing as well, but it's still interesting. It's a Euphorbia stellata. Let me go get that one. I think, here it is here. It has like a flat leaf, and it's just really interesting. It will have a very thick root that you can raise above the soil. Many people utilize it as a caudex plant, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I think it's just really, really interesting. It's still very, very young. It should get the purple hue markings on it as well, looking like a little bone pattern. And it's just so interesting. It's so intriguing. I'm really getting into euphorbias. They're very easy to care for from what I'm experiencing, and they're just so interesting and unique. Every euphorbia seems to be just a little bit different. Some of them are leafy, some of them are cactusy, some of them are succulenty, some of them, I don't even know. Like, they're just so diverse. The poinsettia is a euphorbia, for goodness sake. So, yeah, very, very cool. Started this from seed at the same time that I started the Euphorbia obesa, and so cute, so cute. I can't wait for it to get bigger, and it's got all kinds of new growth in there. I water it when it becomes very dry, and water it thoroughly, and yeah, just a lot of fun to grow. And just on a little bit of a side note, I don't know whether you guys are into kalanchoes or kalanchoes. I don't know how you want to say it. Jury's out. Kalanchoe, I think, is the proper way. I like to say kalancho. I flip back and forth. But this one here, I bought this, I think it was 2 years ago. This one is the oak leaf Kalanchoe baronensis, the elephant ear kalancho or kalanchoe. So this one is the oak leaf version, and it doesn't get as tall, but the leaves still get a little nice size to them, and it tends to bush out at the base. So eventually, I think I'm going to cut this back, and I'm going to let it be a little bush in the bottom, but it's kind of got a really fun appearance to it. These guys are really low care plants. You can't go wrong with one of these. If you have a room with really good light, they are perfect for indoor plants. They also do well when you put them outside over the summertime. In my area, I can give them full sun or part shade. They don't care. And even in the house, if you just have bright indirect light or just a well-lit spot, they'll do fine. I water these when they get really, really dry, and then I water them thoroughly. Yeah, they're just so cool. And then when they get a lot of light, they start to get a little bit of a brown edge, and it's just beautiful. And then I've got, you see the big one back here. The big guy here is the bigger leaf baronensis. This is just the normal version. It doesn't have wavy leaves. It's not fang. It doesn't have the protrusions, and it just looks so pretty. I've seen this one at garden centers that are gigantic, and the leaves are like a foot and a half long. They're just amazing. This guy here, I had a bigger plant, and then I chopped it down, and I grew it back from babies. I can't remember why I did that, but I think it was because I had multiple plants growing in the same pot, and they were just competing, and I just wanted to clean it out. So I restarted, and it's doing so well. I need to water this again because the leaves are pretty limp now. They're really flexible, where they're not really supposed to be terribly flexible. So that's a really good indication that it's in need of a drink. It's a little floppy like a lamb's ear, and it's so soft. It's so nice to touch. If I don't want to touch it hard, I don't want to scrape the fuzz off. but it's so relaxing. It's like having a, if you can't have pets, you might as well have a Kalanchoe baronensis where you can just pet the leaves. It's like rubbing a lamb's ear. Anyway, hope you enjoy this update. It's fun to look at some of these plants that I've had for a long time that have kind of been forgotten, and yeah, maybe it's something that you haven't seen before, and maybe you'll notice it now when you go to a garden center and say, hey, maybe I should give that a try. So let me know what you're growing in the world of succulents. Let me know if something noteworthy is happening. I'd love to know if you're getting some flowers on your Sanseverias. Maybe you're getting some on your Dracaenas. I've seen some of my friends posting to me that they're getting some on their corn plant, and I love that. It's so uncommon here. It's just really nice to see. Anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing.